Welcome back to the World with Randall Williams, and today we're going to break down what I think Kendrick Lamar will perform at the Super Bowl 59 halftime show. I was debating on whether to do this early or not because I just didn't want to jump too early before the Super Bowl. But now that we know the Chiefs are going to be in the game as well as the Eagles, it's going to be the buildup for the rematch of Super Bowl 57 from now until then. And as part of that, Kendrick Lamar will be at the halftime show. So why not just get an early prediction in? And at the same time, I started this channel a couple months ago, well after the Kendrick and Drake beef, and this is sort of like the gift that just keeps on giving. Drake files a lawsuit. Kendrick drops an album. Kendrick has music videos. He announces a tour with SZA. Um, Drake drops a LeBron diss like this, and I think that there's just going to be much more to come as we analyze these interactions between, um, not interactions, but the actions of both of those artists and how they affect one another and how the Drake lawsuit plays out and what Kendrick continues to do fresh off the hottest run of his career and at the pinnacle of his career. So without further ado, let's jump right in. I think that Kendrick is going to open the show with DNA. I think that DNA is a song, it's a big energy builder to start the show. I think that he doesn't do the whole thing, of course, but that first, the beginning of it, where I even doubt he puts the, I can't remember who's speaking from Fox News at the beginning of it, but that I got loyalty, got royalty, like that feels like something that would ring off. Staying on Damn, I think he does Humble. Humble is one of his biggest songs. It was a number one hit. It got tons of play. I think it's a good stadium song where people who maybe haven't heard Kendrick before, because 115 million people at least are going to tune into the Super Bowl. But if you haven't heard Kendrick before, that Be Humble, Sit Down is something that I think everyone can relate to and has at one point in time has wanted to say. Um, let's jump around and go to GNX. I think that we for sure get Squabble Up. We get Squabble Up because it's fun. It's just a fun song. It'll make people dance. I think that it's a song that will have you grooving straight like that. I think that the next song is TV Off. TV Off makes a ton of sense. I'm interested to see. I think he does maybe 45 to a minute of TV Off. I think that might be the longest song that he performs because that the beginning of TV Off is hard. And then you have, of course, the second half where he screams mustard, and then you have you have the walk in New Orleans with the etiquette of LA screaming mustard and turn his TV off, turn his TV off. The four that I just named, I think, are shoe-ins. I do think are shoe-ins. And now we get to some of the other songs. Why don't we talk SZA a little bit, because SZA will be a guest performer there. And the number one song that I think SZA and Kendrick will perform is All the Stars. I think All the Stars has a special place in maybe both of their hearts. And the reason I say that is because it was in Black Panther. It was the biggest song on Black Panther. It's at the end credits of Black Panther. And then I think that that song resonated with fans. The fact that it was number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100 list, I just think that song is the song they have the most chemistry on. They have a lot of recent collaborations. Luther, 30 for 30, I'm missing one. Gloria, and then of course you go back farther and you have Doves in the Wind, you have uh Babylon. I believe that song is on SZA's first project, Z. And that's not her first project, but uh I wonder if SZA does her own song, if she does Snooze. um I can assure you it won't be Kill Bill. It's definitely not going to be Kill Bill, but if I had to guess, I think Snooze is a good song to be performed that kind of makes people it'll make people lull a little bit. It'll float with the crowd. And it's a fun song. It's the jam. Like, I think Snooze is the perfect definition of a song or a record that is a jam. And what I mean by jam is a song that isn't the biggest hit in the world, but when it plays, everybody vibes out to it. It's an undeniable song that may not have had the commercial success, but and Snooze had a ton of commercial success, so it is both a hit and a jam. But I would consider it a jam first because it came after Kill Bill. Like, Kill Bill was the biggest hit from SOS, and then Snooze over time, I think, through a number of different things like TDE and I think it's Universal Music Group, really worked that record, and it became what it is today. The question for me after I'm gonna go snooze. So we have all the stars, snooze. The question for me after that is who else is going to be guest performing, and will it just be the two of them? I wouldn't be surprised, but I mean, Lil Wayne said that Kendrick and him spoke, and I think Kendrick has a tremendous amount of respect for Wheezy, and if if they did have a conversation, and I don't even know if there was ever any issue except for Kendrick not getting congratulated by a rapper that he was heavily influenced and inspired by and had a relationship with when he got the halftime show. If that, whatever that situation was, has been resolved, if there was one at all, I think that Wayne does a Millie. Like that song in New Orleans feels like the one that would be performed. Other than that, it could be Go DJ, but I would go a Millie. I think a Millie just makes more sense. It's the more viral hit to me. Um, but it'll be interesting. If Wayne doesn't come out, I'd be a tad bit disappointed. Not because it's his spot, but because I think that his actions after Kendrick was announced squandered an opportunity. You know, if you go back a little bit farther as to how this played out, Kendrick gets announced. Wayne and the YMCMB family come out and make a bunch of different statements, from Nicki Minaj to uh, you know, other executives there who were just very frustrated by it. Wayne posted video, and then Kendrick comes out on Whacked Out Murals and said, used to wear my Rolly chain. Used to some think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. I can't remember the line, even though if Whacked Out Murals was playing. Um, oh, I used to bump the Carter 3. I held my Rolly chain, loud irony. I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. Um, and then Wayne sends up a tweet and says, like, he'll fire back and yada, yada, yada. Then he goes on Skip Bayless's show and he says that him and Kendrick spoke and that he told Kendrick to go kill it. But all of the energy from the Lil Wayne camp has been to me, has been frustration for the fact that they did not get the halftime show. And, um, and so from that point of view, I think that if you're Kendrick, how does it look? And to me, from the Drake beef, this is the ultimate victory. If you get the Super Bowl halftime show off the beef and you get Wayne to perform a Millie, it's undeniable. Like you can't, and obviously he has to crush the performance, but undeniable. And so I've done Squabble Up, Humble, All the Stars, TV Off, Snooze. That's five. Is that five? Oh, let's say a Millie. That's six. Um, I think All Right's in there. That'll be seven. All Right is just one of the most iconic Kendrick songs out there. It it resonates with, I think, the black community more than it's probably a top five song that I think resonates with the black community in the last 10 years. I guess 10 years because Timber Butterfly dropped in 2015. I think All Right gets in there. I think that I had Element on here. I don't think Element makes it. It just has too many cuss words. I think the whole chorus is, they're gonna make me take me out my element, but then of course I have to slap a pussy. Yes, like that's not happening. There's no way. I think that if he wanted to, that there would be someone advising him. That would be like, you're gonna have to say some different words here. Is it really worth it? And I think Kendrick would go against that. My underrated selection, I think "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe" will be in there. I think that that song has a beautiful chorus, and it's something that I think that we could all just like raise our hand and I am a sinner who's probably gonna sin again. And then the bitch don't kill my vibe. Bitch don't kill, like that. It's just a vibe. It's a vibe. I would not be surprised if that's in there. The I'm looking at my list now. Maybe that isn't the biggest underdog out there. The biggest underdog to me would be Money Trees. Money Trees would go crazy. I don't know if Money Trees makes it. I don't know if Money Trees makes it, but Money Trees would go crazy. The biggest question about all of this, because we're getting close to, uh, the end of uh, what that song would be. So let's remove Money Trees and get that out as a pipe dream. But what else? I don't think anything from Untitled Unmastered, although I love Untitled '07 and '02. Um, Levitate, I don't think had um, big enough as it was not big enough as a single. I think that '02 is an incredible verse. Um, I don't think Backseat Freestyle gets in there. Maybe Mad City. Maybe Mad City. I think that yeah, the Pyrus and Crips. Like I think that makes a lot of sense. Um, let's go Mad City. I think Mad City gets done again, but maybe not. He performed it already. I'm going Mad City. I want to say Hey Now because Hey Now is my jam, but let's go Mad City. And last but certainly not least, everyone is wondering, will Kendrick perform Not Like Us? And the question is, excuse me, and the answer is yes. I do think that Kendrick will perform some rendition of Not Like Us. There was a commercial on Sunday between when the Chiefs and the Bills were playing where they promoted it with the beat in the background. If you watch my other videos, you know that Drake is suing, or he's filed a defamation lawsuit against Universal Music Group. And one of the things that they've mentioned in there is that they believe on information and belief that Universal Music Group leveraged its relationship with the NFL and Rock Nation to place Kendrick there. And the way that I understand it is that they are also alleging that he was paid to be there. I have not confirmed that yet. I've also reached out to both parties. Um, with that in mind, I think that he does some rendition of it. I don't know what though, because the entire song is an attack. There's no way around that. And even if you do the end of verse one, where certified lover boy, certified the files. What, that come up, that what, I'm gonna do my stuff. Why are you trying like ain't you tired? Like trying to strike a chord, and it's probably like that is obscene a little bit. I think that even if you go to the second verse, even though the second verse is my second favorite verse. It depends on how I'm feeling on the day. The second verse is my second. Even though I love the second verse, it isn't to me as iconic. Like the first verse has that A minor line. The second verse, he goes in alien mode. And the third verse, you have the history lesson. Now I don't know if the NFL would feel comfortable with Kendrick saying, "Once upon a time, all of us were in chains," or you know, that's not the specific line, but you get what I'm saying. Homie still doubled down, calling us some slaves. Atlanta was like I could see Atlanta was the Mecca building railroad and trains. Bear with me for a second. I'm gonna put y'all on game. The settlers was losing crown, town folk to make us richer. Fast forward 2024, you got the same agenda. I could see that. I could see that part being done, and then go into the. I don't even think he does the OV whole thing. It's just I think the NFL is very much unification. Like they don't want to jump into things that they don't have to. And although the song is huge, and I don't think that they are going to necessarily, uh, what is the term, censor him, he has to figure out a way for the song to resonate with the people who are watching that aren't hip hop fans and the people who are hip hop fans. That's what I think he has to do, because if he walks away and there is no they not like us. It's gonna be like, oh well, Drake scared Kendrick out of performing Not Like Us, and I don't know that would necessarily be true, but it's a point that people would make because of the defamation lawsuit, and the NFL could get tied into that because they're already mentioned in there. Um, And so that's the songs that I think will be performed. As I was recording this, I made a slight edit to my list, but bottom line is Not Like Us, Squabble Up, Humble. Excuse me, number one, Not Like Us. Number two, Squabble Up. Number three, Humble. Number four, All the Stars. Number five, TV Off. Number six, DNA. Number seven, Snooze. Number eight, All Right. Number nine, Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. Number 10, A Millie. Number 11, Mad City. That's what I think is performed. I haven't factored in any other potential guest performers outside of Wayne. If Tyler's there, I would replace a Millie with Earthquake. If Baby Keem is there, I would replace a Millie with Family Ties. But that's all I got. Those are my guesses as to um, how Kendrick performs, what he performs. What do you all think? Are there any songs that you want to see performed that are underrated, that might fly under the radar? I'm really interested in hearing what you all think Kendrick will perform. But that's my 12. We'll circle back after the Super Bowl in a couple weeks. Yeah, we'll circle back after the Super Bowl in a couple weeks. I will talk to you all soon. Like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate all the support. And this is The World with Randall Williams. See you all soon.